Benny was telling Candus the night before he was talking to Tim there that he was getting a bad feeling about Tim and that there's something weird going on. Why did Tim back up the phone? Benny very paranoid, speculating that the phone or Don talking is in relation to the recent search, saying that to Candus. Candus wondering is Don throwing her under the bus and says she had a feeling he'd do that from the start. Candus said that Don tried to kill her before, but not after Summer went missing. Benny was speculating with Candus on does Tim work for the FBI? Maybe he believed that. Maybe he believed that, and that's why that call to Tim was trying to save his ass. Candus said she's done with Don and wants a divorce. She said she has a better chance of getting the boys back without Don. Don smoked crack over Christmas, and when Benny was there, he goes off and smokes crack behind Candus's back all the time, they said. Candus thinks about Don being involved all the time. He's punched, hit, elbowed her through a heater, and Benny has seen the bruises on Candus that Don has left. Benny saying he passed the phone off for a reason. And Candus then just coming out saying, look, I don't know, is he involved, when she was really kind of pushed to say he was. Candus, lawyer for the kids, says that she doesn't have to be in Tennessee to get the kids back. Don took his phone to court, gave to Tim. Tim copied. Tim had for 2 weeks. Or I think Tim was sent there. He found it in the car outside. Candus now has it, and Benny wants Candus to turn her over to the TBI. Benny tells Candus, I think Don is trying to set you up. And then Candus said she felt that since day one. He asks her, pleads for her to take the phone in. Candus, I need to get out of here and not look back. Candus says no to Don, essay in Summer. She says it's possible. She says anything's possible. Don came home and took Summer. When she thinks about it, him being involved, her gut hurts. One month before Summer went missing, and Candus confirmed it, Don went to Knoxville with no money and came back with a load of crack. So was there another exchange done for that when Don was away? Betty speculating, does Tim have a strange fascinating with Don, saying that he wants a Netflix documentary and Dr. Phil type things. Originally in the call, Candus said she didn't have the phone, it was with Tim, and now she turned around and told Benny that she does. Benny asks Candus to take the phone to Ryan Lawson. Says Don and Tim are as thick as thieves. Candus is out of the loop on the phone situation. Chris, the private PI, was concerned and upset about the phone being back downloaded or backed up. Benny tells Candus, Chris, the PI, thinks Tim is trying to set you up. Benny pleads with her to turn the phone in. Talks about Tim disabling the cameras and asks why. Benny thinks something happened for the new search. And he said, did Don say something or someone else? And And then he calls Tim the next day. Started talking about Grandis and her nap. How it was not the way they were told it was happened. Acting angry, Benny not happy. He's no time for a nap. Talks about Candus saying she wished she walked somewhere over rather than she did. Tim plays it down, says he wants to be neutral and everything. Benny tells Tim, today, March 3rd, I think they've done something to their own daughter. There is no other way around it. Benny speculating to Tim on if Candus met Don on the way home from Hunter's house and made a transfer. He goes into a bit of detail there. So his maths genius, we found out. Benny speculating that H isn't actually in trouble like we all think, that he's just been sequestered for this case. Benny speculating that Candus called the police 1 hour after someone went missing. Benny speculating that Don had a 2-hour gap on the way home from work. Benny, what's on H's phone? They're not giving it back. Did Hunter lie about the call from Don? If so, why? Don headed home at 3:30 that day, Benny says. Then Tim says 4:30 and they kind of agree on 4:30, which still leaves a gap, a big gap. Benny says there's a lie in the timeline somewhere. It took him 8 months to figure that out. Tim saying he downloaded the photos, said nothing was deleted, he didn't change anything. He said he did both Don and Candus's phone that day, so Candus was aware, even though she told Benny in the call before she wasn't and had no idea. I don't know what she's doing. Because even that call with Benny, who at the time of the call, you have to assume she's someone who she thought was her friend. She just lies 2 or 3 times throughout that call. Then Benny starts pleading and begging Tim to turn the phone in like it's the biggest smoking gun in the world. Tim said the phone did have messages come in. He didn't open them. He just backed it up to get the photos. Then Benny starts telling Tim he's in big, big trouble because he did that and he has data on his phone and he's going to be complicit, and tries to frighten him into handing it in. Saying that Don has crack dealers all over the phone, loves crack and porn. He pushes really hard on Tim to get the phone in and fish out. Is there something that Tim knows about Candus being not cooperating? He starts speculating on Ronnie and what he knows from the TBI. Tells Tim he thinks Candus is lying about not having a lawyer. Tells Tim about Candus holding back and lying on calls and general conversations. He's putting his cards on the table here for Tim to follow him, and he doesn't come with him. Really pushing Candus' involvement now rather than Don's, because probably easier with Tim because he knows he's close to Don. Said he has seen Don looking filled with guilt. Benny was very upset with Ernie that Candus was talking to him. That really rattled him. That really triggered him, didn't it? And probably a catalyst for this whole stuff. Catalyst, he loves using that word. Tim says he doesn't think Don is that great of an actor, and he basically believes him. Benny says Candus Wells left the hill 2 times that day. He says the TBI told Candus this, she denied it. I'm going to just make that in bold, actually. Candus told Benny she's in rehab in the house. It's a strange old rehab, isn't it? Tim basically says cut the Wells some slack because they're dealing with a social media frenzy. Don and Candus didn't look at the website findsummerswells.com for a month. They have a little chat about why. Tim tells us some stories, pretty boring. He says he never seen the slightest hint that they were involved in any way. Benny starts talking about Dawn punching her the night before she got her teeth done. I think that was after Dr. Phil, or was it before it? He's seen her throw elbows, he's seen her throw a heater at her. Or knows of it. He has seen the bruises, he said that. Tim plays down phone thing is just stuff. And I don't know that Tim caught on to Benny halfway through this call because he started telling him about recording Candus's conversation. And then Tim comes out with, and he starts putting his cards on the table, and Tim comes out with the line, you've had to play an actor's role here. Benny gets very upset that Ronnie Lawson didn't call and try to talk to him and think he was guilty in some way. He tried to put words in Tim's mouth and say that he had directions. That might be interesting. I wonder what else. I wonder what that visit was about. Tried to put words in his mouth and say he had directions to go after people from orders from him, Don Candus, and Tim kind of checks him. He was like, well, no. I kind of took it as direction to go attack these people. He says Grandis was very worried about people going to Wisconsin to look into Rose. And I believe that. I believe she was. Tim brings up Robin a good few times. I just wrote that down because he must have mentioned her name 4 times when it wasn't relevant. She's on his mind. They were talking about Summer's footprints going down the driveway and not the dog trail. Benny says CPS close a case on the 14th. Candus told him this. The boys have hurt each other in the past. Don not interested in talking about the footprints, then lied about knowing about them. And Benny speculating on why. Benny says it isn't the internet that turned these people into savages. There were savages before that. They just couldn't keep up the act. Tim talks about Jesus and God for, 15-20 minutes. I was checking out there when he was going on that spiel, to be honest. They pat each other on the back. And Tim kind of gives, to me, I think Benny thought he was trying to lead in this conversation, but Tim kind of gives him a push on the back at the end to go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. I think he knew. He says Candus has already closed the door, so don't feel guilty about anything. You have to do what you got to do. And Grandis is not doing well. She's breathing issues. And that's it.